If you're starting on a weight loss journey and you've got a huge amount of weight to lose, the one thing I would recommend that you do all along the way is make small, mini goals and have something to aim for every couple of weeks. That has seen me in such good stead this whole journey, just having small, like I said, these mini goals that I can just aim towards, and you can make them up however you want to. Even if it's just to get down 2 pounds or 5 pounds, or find a number that you like and aim for that. It has been a lifesaver for me, just having those goals to go for. But don't beat yourself up if you don't make them. That's not the point. The point is just to have something to aim at, because if you've got £100 to lose, you can't just say, my goal is £100 weight loss, because you've got a long way until you get there and you feel that sense of achievement. So set yourself some mini goals along the way. Hi, and welcome to the end of week 43 on this Mounjaro journey that I'm on. My name is Ginger, and this is my channel Ginger Goes GLP-1, where we discuss all things GLP-1. In my specific case, that's Mounjaro. I've been on Mounjaro now for 43 weeks, or 43 weeks, starting week 44. So I started on the 1st of October 2024, and yeah, all's going well. These weekly catch-ups on weigh-in day, what I tend to do is go through things like mood, hunger, cravings, side effects, exercise, sleep, calories, non-scale victories, anything like that. Just really giving you a review of how my week's gone on Mounjaro. This week's been pretty good. I have had an okay week mood-wise. As you know, my job has changed and I'm finding it quite boring, quite mundane, but actually it's probably what I need just at the moment. My mood's always been pretty good on Mounjaro, and I had a very easy winter in terms of like my seasonal affective disorder, and I do find that the additional boost that I get from Mounjaro kind of keeps my mood up there a little bit. So even when things aren't going as well as I'd hope, and you know, life's throwing challenges at me, I still manage to keep my mood pretty steady, or Mounjaro helps me keep my mood pretty steady. So that's always been a bonus for me. This week, hunger. My hunger's been okay. I'm still finding the 8.75 quite strong in the first couple of days. And I can't remember who it was said to me just the other day in the comments that rather than go up to the 10 milligrams, I should have done 7.5 milligrams, but done it every sort of couple of days. Every 5 days instead of every 7 days. Do you know what? I'm really late to the party on this short dosing or intermittent dosing or whatever people are calling it. So I didn't really look into it enough, but thinking about it now, that probably would have been the better way for me to go, because 7.5 was working really well for me. It's been my favourite dose. So to jump up to 10, which I haven't done, like I said, I take about 8.75 out of the 10 milligram pen. But I probably could have tried 7.5 milligrams, but done it every 5 days rather than 7 days. We won't know now, because, you know, I'm kind of committed, and yeah, I'm on the last, 25 pounds or so of my weight loss. So I'm going to stick with it. But yeah, my hunger, apart from those first few days where I'm like mega suppression, hunger's been pretty balanced. I'm doing the AIP diet. If you don't know, it's not a Mounjaro diet. It's something I'm doing to find out what foods I'm reacting to. So I've got a very restrictive diet at the moment. So I do have weird meals on that. But cravings, the cravings this week are purely for coffee and eggs, which I'm not allowed at the moment on the elimination phase. So I've got another week to do, but that's been the overwhelming desire, is to have some coffee. And in fact, I was in Plymouth yesterday and today. Oh, the urge to go into Starbucks just to get a coffee was overwhelming. Absolutely overwhelming. I did go into Starbucks. I'll show you a little clip here. So guess where I am? I think it's pretty obvious where I am, but yep, Starbucks. I guess you're wondering, did I actually cave and get a coffee? The answer would be no. I got a green tea. Yay me. Sicking away here. It's not coffee. So as you can see, I didn't have a coffee. It was so hard to not have a coffee. I really wanted one. And I really played around in my brain with well, I don't think it's coffee that's causing me the problems. Maybe I'll just give up on the coffee at the moment. I'll have coffee now because I'm 99.9% certain that's not one of the problem things. So if I just reintroduce that, I can carry on the rest of the AIP diet and pick it up after the 30 days. But yeah, maybe I'll do the coffee. I won't tell anybody about it. I didn't do that because I want to have a sense of achievement at the end of this. So I'm going to go to next weekend, and I think I will be in Plymouth on the Sunday, maybe. I am going to have a coffee on the Sunday, which will in theory be day 28, not day 30. But, you know, it's fine. So yeah, mood, hunger, cravings. Where are we going next? Side effects. I haven't really had any side effects except for the usual boring ear popping and things like that. I have had I don't know if it's a side effect of Mounjaro or it's a side effect of the AIP diet. And I know we don't like to talk about this, but sometimes we just have to talk about it. I've had a lot of healthy movement this week, shall we say. And I don't know if that's a bit of a purge or a die-off because of the AIP. So I think after 3 weeks, you kind of do have like a purge of all of the things that are left, like in your colon still. And I've been eating a lot of roughage, a lot of like bulky vegetables and things like that. But I feel better after that. So I don't know if it was what they call a die-off. But yeah, but like I said, this is not Mounjaro related. I'm just filling you in because it's happened as well this week. So it hasn't been the typical constipation that some people suffer with or diarrhea that some people suffer with. It's just been healthy, frequent movements, shall we say. But I do feel lighter in myself. I feel like something has shifted, literally something has shifted. So we'll see where that goes and if that stands me in good stead. So if by doing the AIP diet and eliminating a lot of those foods that potentially have caused me problems, that I'm going to have like a better digestive system going forward into the next, what are we looking at? It's got to be 12 weeks at least. I'm going to say it's going to be more like 18 weeks by the time I lose 25 pounds, just as things slowed down. So we'll see. We'll see where we go with that. Sleep. Sleep remains a bit of an issue for me. It has been moderately better this week, and I don't know if that's the decrease in the stress that I've been having, or if things have just settled, if this, I've settled into this 8.75 milligram dose that I'm on at the moment. But yeah, sleep's not been too bad at all. Calories are still always around sort of like the lower end of my 12 to 1400. I've had some very low days and I've had some days where I've tried to bulk it up a bit. But yeah, it's around the 12 to 1400. For this week anyway. Exercise, oh dear. So I was rejoicing last week that I'd got better at the exercise and I was like, oh, check me out. Once this week, I've done a few like weights, free weights and a few resistance bands, but not what I would call a session. Just like if I was bored, I'd stand up and I'd do some reps and things like that, but not a real weights session, which is what you kind of need. And you do need to do that on Mounjaro because you do need to preserve your muscle mass. You do on any severe weight loss diet. You need to look after your muscles, but because Mounjaro does stop you eating so much, it can impact on how much protein you're eating. So there you go. Non-scale victories. I'm struggling to come up with one this week. I don't really have a non-scale victory, and I think I'd be clutching at straws if I tried to make one. I did go out to Plymouth today. I've done a little bit of a like a clothing try on again today. So I went into River Island. If you're in the UK, you know what River Island is. I haven't been in River Island since I came back to the UK in 2006 or 7. 2006. I have not been in River Island. I just thought that they wouldn't have clothes that would fit me. Anyway, I went in today and I tried on some stuff. I'll stick it at the end of the video so you can have a quick look at that. But I was really surprised. I was quite pleasantly surprised at them. And they only had a size 14 in a pair of trousers that I tried on. And they were too big. And so I've ordered the 12s online. So yeah, I suppose that is a bit of a non-scale victory. I still think I'm a 14 though. I don't know why I don't know why I'm arguing with it with the sizes, but I think because like I've still got a big belly. I'm not going to lie, I've still got a big belly. I'm debating whether to put something in here. I might do it at the end with the clothing try on, sort of around my belly. But yeah, I've still got a big belly, so I still think I'm a bigger size. And it's really hard because sometimes I do pull out stuff that I think is going to fit me and it's actually way too big. So there's a bit of a mental block there in accepting that I am going down the sizes. I don't think I've ever been a 12. That's what's bothering me, I think, is I don't think I've ever been a 12. I've been a 12 in the US, but that's different. Yeah, so I'm struggling with that, but I'm going to take those. I'm going to take those trousers as a bit of a win because they were really nice. I will put a picture in at the end for anyone who does want to watch that. Last goals I set were to get to £175, to lose a total of £75, and to get 6 stone weight loss. So all of those are my goals. So I'm going to move rapidly on now to my weigh-in. So last week, I've got to check my notes. I don't know why I don't remember these numbers. So last week I weighed in at £176 or 12 stone 8 or 79.3 kilos, which for that week was a total loss of £1 or about 500 grams. This week I weighed in at £173.8 or 12 stone 5.8 or 78.8 kilos. So I lost a total last week of 2.2 pounds or 1 kilo. And that brings my total weight loss. So my starting weight at the beginning of this, back in October, was 247.9 pounds, 17 stone 9 or 112.4 kilos. So taking away 173.8 from that, I've lost a total of 74.1 pounds in 43 weeks. So I was doing about £2 a week at one point, but that has slowed down. So I'm about 1.7, I think I lose average if you average it out over 43 weeks. And my BMI is down to 27.3. So I've totally lost 30%. It's official. It was 29 point something last week. But yeah, 30% of my starting body weight I've lost now on Mounjaro. And like I said, I've still got 25 pounds to go, approximately. So to get to the 75 pound weight loss, I only need to lose another £1 something, £1, 1.6 pounds, I think it is, to make 75 pounds total. And then to get to the 6 stone, I need to lose 10 more pounds. So I'm on track. You know, the 6 stone is my next goal, if you like. As you know, I set mini goals along the way. I suppose I could set one of 75 kilos because I'm at 78.8 kilos at the moment. So I could set an interim goal of 75 kilos, which would be 3 kilos, so 6 or 7 pounds away. So yeah, I'll do that. But that's kind of it for this week. I'm doing a quick update here just because I want to get something out and I don't want to waffle on too much like I normally do. If you're interested in a little bit of updates about Ginger's life, I'm going to do some at the end. So do stick around and watch out for that. If you want to leave here, that's all I'm going to say about Mounjaro and weight loss for now. So I hope your journey is going well and you are doing as best as you can on this and you're not being impacted by too many side effects and life is treating you well. I'll be back on Wednesday for a midweek musing. Anyone who saw the car crash of Wednesday's midweek musing, the first edit, thank you very much for your very kind comments. For those of you that don't know, somehow it uploaded the wrong video. So it uploaded the unedited version, which is me going like this because I've made mistakes, looking at my notes, going, oh. My daughter messaging me numerous times. I hadn't turned my phone off. My daughter messaging me numerous times and just basically telling me about some random person that we know and all different kinds of things. It was an absolute disaster. And thanks to Jane, who did say, "Are you okay, Ginger? Is everything all right? This isn't your normal video." Yeah, it wasn't. It was, you got Ginger in the rough. But anyway, it happens to the best of us. I don't know how it happened. It automatically usually chooses the edited version because that's what I'm working on. For some reason, it went elsewhere and chose a different video. Anyway, we live and we learn. So if you want to stick around, like I said, I'm going to put some extra footage on here now of my try-ons and some different things that I've been doing. And I will see you for Wednesday's real midweek musings. And if you do if you do want to leave me a like or subscribe or leave me a comment, that's always appreciated. But I'll see you in the next one. Take care for now. Bye-bye. Just one more week. Just one more. Just one more week. That's all I keep telling myself. 7 more days and then I can go in and get myself a coffee. So I was back here yesterday. I came and got my hair done yesterday, and then because it was payday, I've decided to come back today as well and do a bit of shopping. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a couple of clips of me in River Island, if you're in the UK, so you can see some of my try-on haul. And I have got some stuff coming that they didn't have in stock because the size 14s were actually too big for me. So they've had to send off the 12s, which I cannot believe. And I didn't used to shop in River Island because I could never get into their clothes. I always thought they were size too small. So maybe I was wrong. Anyway, there you go. I'm going to sit here, enjoy my green tea. I was going to have a matcha, but they didn't have any matcha powder. So I'm going to enjoy my green tea and I'll see you back later. Nofi. Anyway, it stands for nothing like coffee. This has been sitting on my windowsill for about 3 months, because I'm like that. I just leave things and then think I'm going to do it and then I don't. Anyway, I came in here to turn on the kettle to make a cup of tea and kind of this happened. So yeah, Sunday night, I have to go to work tomorrow. But yeah, I don't know, I just thought now would be a good time to strip the counters. Oh well, I've started. And before you tell me in the comments I need a belt sander and a mask, I don't have either. So that's why I'm just doing it like this.